Hey family, I pray that you're doing well. Let me share this one, please. Waiting for a few other family members and action takers to jump on. I was actually gonna try and evade going live, and then I accidentally hit the live button, and boop, here we are. So I guess that just means we're supposed to have this conversation today. Hey family, if you are tuning in with me, just take a moment to drop in the comment section below, say hey, let me know where you are and how you're doing today. Today is a beautiful day, but I want us to have this conversation, a little bit of encouragement, but some gems. Let's call them car gems, since I'm sitting in my car right now. But I want to have this conversation because I know a lot of you who are connected to my community, who are in my tribe, are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs specifically, are individuals who have their own businesses or are operating their businesses themselves. But I think that it's time for us to have a very raw and transparent conversation around the struggles, the peaks and the valleys, rather, the valleys that we experience along our journeys of entrepreneurship. And so I want to share one of mine because having a conversation with a few of my clients over the last week, I've realized that it's a conversation that I haven't had publicly because the opportunity just didn't present itself at the time. But as you see in the caption, why I tried again after losing $40,000. That's the conversation we're going to have today. And I want to be intentional with this conversation because there are so many of you who are on this journey to make an imprint in the lives of the people that are called to lead. And so I want to make sure that you are fully aware that along your journey, you have in you what it is that you need. That's just one step of it, because when things go wrong or don't work out the way you anticipate them to work out, what do you do? And so I want to be sure to have this conversation. And so I wanted to share it with one group real quick. And so let me make sure it's there. I want to make sure I see it. Perfection. Okay, cool. So, hey family. Again, if you're tuning in with me live, just pop in the comment section and say hey. For those of you who know how our conversations go ahead and share it with somebody that you know needs to hear this message. And specifically, this conversation is going to be for the event curators, so individuals who host events throughout the year, as well as nonprofit founders. So let's dive in. Why did I try again after losing $40,000 in sponsorship? So I know, first of all, when you saw that number, some of y'all probably had to pick up your jaws off the ground, and that's why you're tuning in live. But let me tell you the story. It dates back to April 2018 for our Women in Action 2018 conference, where I brought so many different people together. We had a number of different speakers come out. We had different attendees come out, and it was on track to be one of the largest events. Not that I just hosted myself, but one of the events in the Valley of Arizona. Now, some of those additional details, we were booked and confirmed at the Phoenix Convention Center, which was going to be one of the first largest events that a community organization, a local community organization, put on at the Phoenix Convention Center. We had, as I said, tons of speakers. We had around 15 speakers coming out from different areas. I have flown all of these speakers out, put all of these speakers in hotels as well. We had individuals registered to attend from 4 different countries, multiple states. And when I tell you, the biggest lesson that I learned was that your perspective is so powerful in these situations and scenarios. Now, the reality of it is, though I knew the importance of contracts. I didn't know how significant they were at this particular time. The reality of it was, family, is that even though I had the confirmation of 2 separate $20,000 sponsorships, I didn't have the contracts. Don't judge me. I know. I didn't have those contracts officially in place. And so what ended up happening is during the time where some of the details needed to be ironed out, or the rest of the details needed to be ironed out, I was actually in a plane on my way for my first training in Dubai. And so I actually delegated this task to somebody who came onto the team temporarily as a volunteer. And again, this is where the importance of contracts comes in. But nonetheless, thinking that I had properly delegated to the right person for this task to get completed, meaning to get the contract over to the person it needed to get to, it didn't happen. And I learned on my way back to the States that the contract was not delivered in the time it needed to be delivered. Because it was not delivered when it needed to be delivered and signed, we lost $20,000. I cried. It was very, 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 very painful, but that wasn't it. I thought we could finesse it, and I figured that, okay, well, we lost this one, so we can't do the convention center, but it's okay. All I have to do is get another venue. So we get another venue, confirm that everybody's still coming. Everything I'm thinking is okay. So I'm updating all of all of our sponsors to let them know, hey, if you still want to attend the conference, we've now changed venues. That's when I get the second email. This second email says, we came on board as a sponsor to be present or advertise in the Phoenix Convention Center. Because the event is no longer going to be in the Phoenix Convention Center, we are no longer committing to our sponsorship. Again, this was another $20,000. So in the matter of minutes, because of a single I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's not a mistake. It was an oversight, whatever it was, because of the decision that I made to delegate as opposed to sending it early or finding a way to make accommodations, because I knew I was going to be out of the country and not able to send it the day that it was requested of me. I missed out on not one, but 2 very, very, very hefty sponsorships. Now, with all of that, I will rush the end of this story because the reality of it is, though those sponsorships were gone, I had, by the grace of God, I was able to connect with an amazing partner who helped us secure, or in other words, recoup $32,000 of the sponsorship that was just initially missing. And so the reality of it for me it was understanding that I knew that even though we had lost that sponsorship, the conference was still going to have to happen. The speakers were already going to be on their way out. The hotel rooms were booked for the speakers. The new event space was covered, right? All these things had been in place. Tons of people, over 200 people had already registered and purchased their tickets for WeaCon 2018. And so there was really no way for me to cancel the experience. And so the most significant thing that I realized, and I want you to take away from this, is that it was so much bigger than me. The mission, the entire mission of WeaCon, of bridging generational gaps, was so much larger than me. So even though that happened, and again, in the moment, I was feeling so defeated. I had no clue what to do. It took somebody who wanted to be a part of the experience to say, Margot, what do you need? And when I shared with them what I need, completely raw, completely transparent, I'm like, you tell me what you can do, because I done lost $40,000 in sponsorship. So you tell me what you can do. I lied to you not. This person on three-way started making calls, and we started, it was, I think we were about 2 weeks, maybe less than that, away from the conference. And we were able to recoup over $32,000 in sponsorships from in-kind donations, some additional gifts, some sponsorships, as well as a multi-year contracts. And the reality of this, family, is even though your situation, your challenge, your hardship, your valley may be different than mine, I want us to understand that regardless of what ends up happening, that's completely out of our control. I want you to understand that there's so much power in your perspective. And so for me, the reason why I tried again after losing that initial $40,000 in sponsorships was exactly that. The mission to serve and pour into the lives of the individuals God was calling me to lead was so much bigger than my feelings for losing the sponsorships in the first place. The reality of it is that the mission was so much bigger than me than incorrectly delegating a task to somebody who I shouldn't even have delegated to. Are you following what I'm saying, family? So the reality of the conversation that we're having here is that for you and your journey, what is your mission? What are you looking to achieve? You have been called to make a significant imprint in this world. And so you cannot afford the luxury of quitting. And so I just want you, if you don't take anything away from the conversation that we just had, family, is that number one, every L is a lesson. Number two, your perspective in the situation, even in the mess, is so powerful. And even when you're in the mess, you cannot let anyone see you sweat. Be honest and true with yourself, but make sure that you fully understand that your mission is so much larger than you in the current situation. I wanted to take the time to have this conversation, not just to share my story. I love the opportunity to share my journey because I know that there's so many other individuals, specifically event curators, nonprofit founders, and solopreneurs who too are trying to figure out how to navigate the spaces of entrepreneurship. And I wanted to be very clear, if I'm one of the only people that you're connected to, that you're not on this journey alone, that you don't have to continue to operate in a silo. And so what I want to encourage you to do is make sure that as you're continuing your journey and you're learning how to lay a solid foundation for your vision, for your business, that you're making sure that you're connecting with quality individuals who have not just been on the journey themselves, but they've truly invested in their process from a professional and a personal standpoint. In addition to that, ask the questions that you really want to know, because as you're joining these programs, as you're attending these trainings, these webinars, these free programs, these paid programs, it is your time that you're investing into this, family. So I really want you to take the initiative to make sure that you're getting out of the course, the program, the experience that you invested in. Okay. And so again, this is my journey. This is my story. And as long as I can, I will continue to share different aspects of my journey with you. But I want to invite you on the journey with me to begin to invest into the betterment of yourself. So family, if you didn't catch this whole video, go ahead and watch the replay. If anything resonated with you, go ahead and put it in the comments, because again, the comment section allows me to really make sure that I'm sharing these tangible experiences that you can resonate with, but that there's lessons in the messages that you can take away and apply to your life and your business right now. So if there's something that you took away, I want you, please go ahead and go back and put that in the comment section. If you go ahead and like the video, go ahead and share it with somebody that you know who is going through a particular season. If there's somebody in your community, in your tribe, who hosts events, who has a business, who's a solopreneur, just go ahead and reach out to them and just tell them that you value and you recognize the work that they are investing into their community. Because again, family, this journey is very, very taxing when we know that our purpose is so much greater than us. And so when we get the call or the reach out from our community, it means so much to us. And so I just want to let you know that along your journey, for those of you who can resonate with this message of having experienced a loss of an opportunity, or who missed out on something that they felt that God was calling them to do, it's not over. Your time isn't done. So make sure that you don't quit and you continue to show up and you continue to invest into the betterment of yourself. So family, I look forward to connecting with you again. Until next time, for those of you who are event curators, who are nonprofit founders, I want to give you a little gift. And if you see in the caption, or you should see in the caption, a little link directly to the website where you will be able to download a free copy of the Nonprofit Guide to Securing Corporate Partnership. I want to gift that to those of you who are event curators and nonprofit founders. And I could have done this at the beginning of the video, but I wanted to dive into the conversation. I just want to take another moment to thank each and every single one of you who continue to show up to invest into your mission, because you know that your mission is so much larger than you. As always, family, let's continue making impact. Until next time, blessings.